Hello and welcome to the channel, guys. It's Irad, and it seems like Cloud Video Games are communicating once more about their future projects, or at least some updates for what's coming up in the game. These are tiny little details compared to some of the major features, but nevertheless details that are going to be impacting our gameplay. The first details that we learned about were about quantum fuel values. And they told us that here quantum fuel capacity of ships has been carefully determined based on the size grouping and the archetype classification that they use internally. Each ship falls into one of the following sizes: snub, light, medium, heavy, dropship, gunboat, corvette, and frigate. For the most part, quantum fuel capacity remains consistent across ships within the same size group. However, there are a few notable exceptions where additional considerations come into play. For example, the exploration ships here. They say that ships with an exploration role receive additional quantum fuel capacity on top of the archetype baseline, ensuring that they can tackle longer range journeys. Now, that is very true because, fun fact, not yesterday, 2 days ago, I was able to travel all the way from the orbitary, which orbits Bloom, to Microtech in one go. I didn't need to refuel. I had about a third of my quantum fuel capacity left, and I did that with a Pisces. Yes, right. So it is an exploration ship, and it's also a light, almost a snub type of vessel. So very impressed here by the range of the Pisces. Now, the other one is these special purpose ships, for example, cargo haulers, miners, and other specialized ships that are grouped by size, but also have extended fuel capacity to better suit their roles. These are often adjusted on a case-to-case basis, and that makes sense because with those ships you need to go further distance without necessarily having to refuel and waste your time. Also, sometimes components do add additional variations. Some ships might physically align with one size group, but feature components typically found in another one. This can sometimes make their quantum fuel capacity appear slightly unexpected, but remains balanced within their design context. As Star Citizen evolves and expands, introducing new systems, mission types, and customizations, fuel balance will continue to be a work in progress. Long-range travel demands will scale alongside the game, and the teams are committed to adapting as needed. They also continue to tell about our input is invaluable in the process, yada yada yada. Now let's continue here with realistic audio progress update here. So to deliver a more seamless and realistic audio experience, which I think we've heard, and not in the last CitizenCon, but in the CitizenCon 2 years ago, I could be wrong, so if I am, let me know in the comment section down below. They've had to improve how they structure sound mixing. The process is mostly complete, though a few edge cases are still in attention here. So the demo they presented at CitizenCon 2953, here we go, showcased an isolated test case that had been reworked specifically for that feature. Now they only need to apply this work to the game as a whole, which, as we can imagine, is a significant task, but one that the team says they are excited about. They can't confirm to date, but they are very eager to get this work fully integrated into the game, as many of us are. It's also on good track so far, they say, and they will share more with us as progress goes through development. Now, why was that not reported in the monthly reports? I mean, what's the point of the monthly reports if you don't give us all of those details that are far more interesting than the generic news that they are giving us in the monthly report? Seriously. Alright, next is something that the community have been wondering for quite some time. A long time ago, we've seen some new manufacturers, including Volt, which is making weapons, electric weapons, inside Star Citizen, and for quite some time, nothing, right? Well, here they're giving us an update on Volt. So they're happy to share that they are getting close to releasing the full Volt lineup into the PU. With most of the features work for the new ammo and damage types wrapping up, the weapon artists are taking early 2025 to add the final polish to each asset. They're targeting a Q2 rollout with regular releases to follow, though. Not sure if there's gonna be a 4.1 or 4.2 since we don't even have a roadmap update anymore. But anyway, this marks the beginning of a more consistent stream of weapon content as the weapon team wraps up their work on Squadron 42 and shifts toward expanding Star Citizen's arsenal. Yes, that is wonderful news. That's really great to hear. So the Volt rifle here, which was showcased at CitizenCon 2953, has evolved a little bit now. Its core function remains the same, starting as a traditional assault rifle before transitioning into a more powerful beam weapon here. They're giving us some details. One of the challenges they're tackling is how the weapon handles recoil when switching from projectiles to a beam. Right now, it shifts between two separate recoil records, which isn't something that the current tech supports. To fix this, they are improving the system to allow for a smooth transition, shifting from the sharp punching recoil of an assault rifle to the controlled precision of a focused beam. What about the shotgun? Well, this one's a blast, they say, literally. As it heats up, it fires more pellets, making it an absolute menace in extended firefights. With a large mag size and solid heat retention, it's shaping up to be one of the scariest shotguns in the verse. But beware, push it too far and we might find ourselves struggling at the start compared to more traditional options. And the sound, they said that right now it rips a hole in space itself when it's fired. It's very meaty, every shot feels like pure devastation, but does it dodge devastation? I suppose that we'll have to wait to see if it's really the case. Now we also have the Sniper, which is a terrifying fusion of the Scalpel and the AO3. The Void Sniper cranks up its RMP as it heats up, making it a high-risk, high-reward beast. Mastering its recoil and heat management will separate the deadly from the doomed. Those who can handle it will dominate. And if this mechanic doesn't intimidate their enemies, its sheer size will. Apparently, this thing is an absolute unit, easily the most imposing sniper in their arsenal. Just spotting one aimed at your direction should be enough to make us think twice. Last but not least is a little pistol here, which is a rapid fire, and its RPM increases the longer you fire it. That sounds really cool here. To account for firing for extended periods, it has a pretty large battery for a weapon of its size, giving us the opportunity to use it in a less powerful state for longer periods or run it to hot and give someone a nasty rapid fire surprise. That's good. That's a really good idea here, because usually pistols are not a very viable option in the game because they run out of ammo very quickly. But if there's something that can give us the choice here to have a pistol for use for a longer time, why not? And then if you really need a lot of firepower ASAP, just use the rapid fire mode. I like this. Next, vehicles in freight elevator progress. The team is prioritizing improvements related to vehicles on freight elevators, but first, the focus is on improving the quality of life aspects of freight elevators themselves to make them more user-friendly, oh yeah, such as enabling mining bags to be sold directly from the warehouse, and also commodity distribution feature, which will allow players to split and merge boxes easily. Oh, I cannot believe them talk about mining bags here, which I don't know if anyone has tried to acquire mining bags, and then you get them in the freight elevators. They come backwards, and then when you try to use your tractor beam, they just disappear into the freight elevator, never to be seen again. Super annoying. And it makes basically your life as a miner very miserable, meaning that you have to refine or sell your materials as soon as you finish them, and you cannot, for example, store some of the bags and get some other bags that would be there, and then eventually go back, return, put all of your mining bags onto the freight elevators, and then get them refined. That would be a wonderful idea, but it's not possible right now. It's very unfortunate. We also have a follow-up on the full screen mode. The mouse confinement with multiple monitors has been fixed. That's really good. The engine now fully supports playing the game in any aspect ratio on any monitor in full screen mode, meaning that it's possible to play with a widescreen aspect of 16:9, but these are going to have the black screens at the top and at the bottom. They're also working to replace the 2D text renderer and have capital letters with accents, but that's very anecdotal. So that's pretty much it here for these news. I'm really excited here about the progress on vault weapons. That's really good, and a little bit of progress as well for vehicles on freight elevators. We definitely need those. It would make our lives much easier rather than just trying to call them on the regular ship elevator when there are no ships and then you have to go in the middle, especially if you have an extra large hangar. It's a pain in the ass. Anyway, that's all for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, we got a giveaway this month. I'm giving away a Misfortune. Make sure to subscribe and comment to any videos posted this month. 10 entries will be given that way. Automatic entries will be given to Patreon and YouTube members, so why not helping the channel out? It really helps a lot. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Shout out to Dr. Fabin, Shadow Rise, Yo, Kosher, and Dr. Docker. Have a wonderful day. Cheers.
That brings things way too